Going on, Bears fans? The NFL draft, it's getting closer each and every day, and all of us here at CHGO Bears, we've been doing our homework on this year's prospects list, and we're making some quick hit videos here for the channel that we're dubbing Making the Case. And we're going to kick things off with the cornerbacks right now. So we have 5 realistic options for the Bears, and let's begin with our very first case on our player, and that's going to be Kaiir Elam out of Florida. And Nick, I just want to know, what do you like about him?
The press man corner has really good size at 6'1", 191 pounds. Someone that you can really see just working in this cover 2 scheme that Matt Eberflus is bringing here. But it's that physicality on the outside and playing opposite of Jalen Johnson. I like to kind of add that kind of guy to this team.
And he has that great blend of size and speed, right? 6'1", 191, 4.39 40-yard dash. He has that speed to turn and run with the receivers. And as you saw on the screen too, he is up there in the PFF ranking. If he fell to the Bears, it would be a blessing for sure as well. And I know he had a real high grade with the next gen stats, 2 things I know we were looking into with the homework. There's a lot to like. He's someone who can definitely step in right away to be a contributor just due to the fact he has that blend of size, speed, athleticism, decent ball production too. But what concerns you about an Elam?
Yeah, at times he gives up some completions downfield just by losing leverage, so not turning his hips and actually running with some of those speedier receivers. So, as a guy that's 6'1", it takes a little bit longer to kind of get out of that back pedal and to be able to actually run with some of these guys. So that's one of the things that when I was watching Kaiir Elam, yes, he didn't get a lot of targets,
right.
But when he did, and there were times that other teams kind of targeted him, he needs to get out of that break a little bit quicker.
Yes, I did notice some of those more elusive receivers, he was a little bit behind, trailing them more than I would maybe like to see out of someone that has all the athleticism to stay up. That's just more of just being a little bit more reactionary as well. And, one thing you mentioned it, he does a good job of shutting down his side of the field. And when you look at his stats and when we go through the other players in the series, you'll see, higher numbers. But as a corner, not having a lot of tackles or anything is kind of a good thing because that means you're not really being bullied all too much. But something he does need to work on too is that tackling, his technique, his angles, run support. That's usually when you look at cornerbacks coming out of each and every year, most of them are going to have this knock. So it's not something that overly concerns me, but it's definitely something that he needs to clean up as he gets into the NFL and acclimates to the next level. So let's make the case. Why would drafting, Kaiir Elam, if he fell to the Bears, why would this make sense? And I want you to kind of let us know.
Well, I think when you look at this Bears defense, they just have a need at the other cornerback position opposite of Jalen Johnson. Having someone with that size and able to run a 4.39 at that speed, that gives, I think when opposing offenses go into playing the Bears defense, right now they can say, let's target the corner opposite of Jalen Johnson. Kaiir Elam kind of takes that luxury away for offensive coordinators because he is a guy that can guard against, the opposing team's maybe number 2 receiver. But he really, I think what makes it work, making the case, he fits this cover 2 scheme, and that's why he should be here.
Yep, if he fits the scheme and he has all the upside potential, and really he has the talent to contribute immediately, so he can be that starter day one opposite of Jalen Johnson. So I think we hit on all the reasons and why Kaiir Elam would make sense for the Chicago Bears if he did end up falling to their lap. So that's one making the case. Make sure to move on to our next video to learn more about the next cornerback on our list.